I'm sure you know by now that the President of the Republic had written to Media Foundation for West Africa pursuant to their RTI request for the full report that KPMG had conducted its audit on SML GRA deal. Helena Piampofo has the letter. Would read through quickly and then we'll get onto the phone line to speak with Mr. Sulemana Braimah, who's the executive laborer, the big boss, who is also the chief servant at Media Foundation for West Africa. Helen, what do you have there?
All right, it's dated the 7th of May 2024. Re-request for information under Article 21(1) F of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana and Section 18 of the Right to Information Act 2019 Act 989. I write to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 24th April 2024, in which you made a request pursuant to Section 18 of the Right to Information Act 2019 RTI Act for a copy of the full KPMG audit report on the revenue assurance contract between the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA and Strategic Mobilization Limited SML as commissioned by the President of the Republic. Upon careful consideration and in accordance with Section 51A and BI of the RTI Act, I regret to inform you that your request has been refused. Section 51A and BI state that information prepared for or submitted to the President or Vice President containing opinions, advice, deliberations, recommendations, minutes, or consultations is exempt from disclosure, and that disclosure of such information would compromise the integrity of the deliberative process by revealing the thought process, considerations, and influence on decision-making reserved for the highest offices of the land. The full KPMG audit report comprises opinions, advice, deliberations, and recommendations that are integral to the President's deliberative process and therefore qualifies as exempt information under Sections 51A and BI. Understanding the public interest in the GRA SML contract, the President has published the principal findings and recommendations of the KPMG report in a detailed press statement issued by the Office of the President on the 24th of April 2024. Thus, the public remains informed while respecting the statutory restrictions on specific disclosures. Please accept the President's best wishes. Signed, H.M. Wood, Chief Director for Chief of Staff.
That's the response dated the 7th of May from the quarters of the presidency. Sulemana Braimah joins us now. Sule, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
This is the response of the presidency to your very simple request asking for the full document as a sequel to the investigation that you had done on this SML GRA thing. What does that say to you, first of all?
Well, I mean, it's a clear indication of the fact that the president doesn't want to be transparent as far as the whole GRA SML brouhaha is concerned. Of course, right from the beginning, some of us were of the view that this massive, scandalous deal couldn't have happened without the president being aware, given that at some point it involved the Minister for Finance himself directly. I'm talking about the president's cousin, Tenno Foriata. And so while writing to the president, I felt that, well, given that the president touts his credentials when it comes to the passage of the RTI law, his office would be the foremost office to respect the fundamental principles as provided in the Act. But perhaps I was wrong in that expectation, because I think the president is basically trying to hide behind legalese in doing what is the needful, because the sections that they indicated clearly wouldn't apply in the circumstances under which we requested for the full information. And I say so because, you see, I didn't write to the president on the basis that I have heard that KPMG has released the report to him, and so I need a copy of it.
Right.
I only did so after the president had done all the, whatever deliberations had to be done, whatever discussions had to be done, and eventually made his decision on the report known to the public. So essentially, what I am saying, or what I requested from the president, is now that you have finished with whatever you wanted to do with the report and made your decisions about it and communicated your decisions to the public, can I have the report on the basis of which you made your decision? But the president says, or the office of the president says, the report forms the basis of the deliberative processes of the president and so on and so forth. So the question is President Akufo-Addo going to be involved in the renegotiation of the contract as he has directed? Is the president going to now engage GRA and SML to make certain decisions on the basis of the KPMG report? I suppose the answer is no. And so what is the president hiding from the public?
Well, the president has indicated, Sule, that relevant portions of the reports that you have requested for have already been put out there and directives have been given. So he doesn't want to put out the processes and, the restricted areas and all of that. Does that make us question now the lacuna in the RTI? Because it looks like that's where the government is finding solace to say that, look, I won't give this to you because they are exempted areas within the law. What do you say?
No, I think that doesn't at all. It's a case of the presidency just abusing the exempt provisions in the RTI Act. Because if you read the sections that they reference, it talks about when a report is being submitted or has been submitted to the president for consideration. Okay, so the report is either being submitted, and at that point you cannot request, or it has been submitted to the president for consideration, and at that point you cannot request, or you cannot ask for it to be disclosed. But not when the president has considered the report and made his decisions. Okay, and then it talks about if the disclosure of that information would affect the deliberative processes involved, by the president, or would disclose an opinion, or would disclose, a recommendation, and so on. But we are being told by the president that he's already communicated all those to us, in terms of the recommendations, in terms of the opinions, and so on, and the president has given directives. If the president has given directives, then what deliberative processes are we talking about? Is the president going to invite SML and discuss with them the terms of the contract, or the president is going to invite GRA and then discuss with them what his directives meant?
Right.
In any case, the same provision, Section 5 that they are talking about, talks about that if information is basically factual or statistical data, then it's not exempt. And we are talking about an audit report, which is not somebody's opinion. It is about an audit report and its findings. Again, if you look at Section 17, the president's response to my request talks about public interest. Section 17 says when a matter is of public interest, unless it has other, ramifications in terms of national security and so on and so forth, it cannot be exempt. If you read the section, the exempt sections relating to a cabinet, for example, it is quite clear that it is about when the communication of that information would undermine government policy, would undermine something that is yet to be implemented, and so on. And so, if you look at the same sections relating to the president and the vice president, it is about would the release of the report undermine a policy that the government wants to implement? No. Would the release of the report now tell us that the president was hiding something that I don't know?
You have just one.
We'll have to call Sule back on this one. I think we ran out of power and vim on this one. Give his apologies for that. This technology works. Anyway, but Sule made some very instructive points that, look, it's neither here nor there what the president says through the chief of staff and chief director, right? It doesn't matter. It's just a matter of the presidency not willing to release this report. And rightly so, he's repeating some of the questions that I asked in the morning, that if the presidency does, give this out, what do they lose? What really do they lose? That there's a report, right, of an audit that had been put out there, and what do they lose, really? I mean, those are questions that are already in the public domain, and for example, yes, we're on air. Rabi, we're on air. So
I've already had enough.
Okay. So Rabi and Yaa Jantuah and the lady of Sahadati have stepped in the studio already, and their mics are not live, but they are live. No, aha, Obia and Yediwa, and Yamina Messetis are nobody will intimidate anybody here. This is Sunrise on 3FM 92.7 on your urban lifestyle radio on 3FM 92.7. My name is Charlie Hughes.
Nisika sembe ye na dwuma be ye gira mo dwuma de ahye mo nse. Yes, panyimfo na hwe mo mbehwe ye se. Mo mbehwe ama enema tetie ni nyina wo mbepesika ne ayama ayi makane ana se agina amaye. Meda nda wo gina ha kan se. Ehunu se kane ano ye na mafa panyimfo a wo mu nyina so mu nyina me mra ne mehwe adekro. David ono a wo ba fie wo kwa akodidi ne kane afon nanim na edum ye. Ne engineer fo ne nipa ehwe nkane ne nyina wo de nyina ba manim ne. Na nsɛm wo hɔ na kane ye pesa fiti ase na edum agwakura me wo na edum na asaso na mimfidie nyina asese na mti yanko kan nche ne se de mti na kane esa yese bi wo wono na dwumadie na mahwe aye Hanson se ne ye nyina ye nkɔ ne nkɔhwe.
Well, so this is His Royal Majesty O2482. I'm told there's a win by choir song. Listen to it.
Say I say, and you remember I did some move, how my man, not so one up, June, so, and your June, Sabo, Sega said, Saba, maybe say one chance, said, Sega said, Saba, maybe no say, Jim, so really, every say I say. And you remember I did some move, how my man, not so one up, June, so, and your June, Sabo, Sega said, Saba, maybe say one chance, said, Sega said, Saba, maybe no say, Sega said, Saba, maybe say one chance, said. Seka sedum shaba, ebe no mo se debi. So anoba, June, so anoba, June, shabo. Seka sedum shaba, ebe se one chance sedum shaba. Seka sedum shaba, ebe no mo se debi. Jidum so really, every say I say. And you remember I did some move, how my man, not so one up, June, so, and your June, Sabo, Sega said, Saba, maybe say one chance, sedum Saba, Sega said, Saba, maybe no say, Jidum so really, every say I say. And you remember I did some move, how my man, not so one up, June, so, and your June, Sabo, Sega se dum swaba, ebi se wancha se dum swaba, seka se dum swaba, ebi no mo se deni.
How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Johnny.
Hello, madam. How are you?
Mr. Johnny, we are not fine.
Oh.
We are not fine at all, at all. All we are just saying that they should bring us a timetable. It's like, it's clear. Like, I'm not even lying. See, I saw ice kinky.
Okay.
And drunk. Ice kinky, their bottles, 100. Because my colleague now in the phone, we end no like.
Right.
So she brought her to my place. And she no mudum life.
Oh.
Now say. And we have children. Oh, Baba, come your Baba, come my shame. It is a big day. She said, I did chimpana. Why? None of my is here. None of my is ill. Because that's how I fashion. That is so like let's compare you more. Why? Why? We are killing them so. Hey.
3FM.
You have to go in place like this in our own country. Why? Are they going to look at their children to be ill? Oh, Charlie.
I'm sorry about your situation. I'm sorry. Very sorry. It's 45 minutes after 9 and after 8. If you're good with your dates, you remember that today is the 9th of May, even though it's the Ascension Day feast day. It is also a very dark day in Ghana because you remember in 2001, the May 9 disaster at the stadium. Yes. Have we learned any lessons? I don't know. Are we better? I don't know. You tell me. And later when we activate the phone lines, you get a chance to be part of active society. Sahadati Alhassan is a member of the National Communications Team of the NDC. Yaa Jantuah is a member of the CPP. She's also Executive Secretary of COSECA. And Rabi Salifu, Deputy Director of Communications National of the New Patriotic Party. 3 ladies in my phone. Anti-lucky. Of course I am lucky. Ladies, welcome. Assalamu alaikum to you. Microphones, please. Microphones. Rabi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I could be better, but we are surviving. Yes. Yaa, how are you?
I'm fine. No.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And great. Sahadati?
Yes, Johnny.
You're fine.
Alhamdulillah, I'm okay.
Allahu Akbar. Now, let's talk about the registration exercise, the ongoing registration exercise. From your own lenses, Rabi, let me begin with you. What have you seen? What have you heard? What are you picking from on the ground? Because I know that there are representatives of various parties because they are interested also on the ground. What do you know? Tell us.
Good morning to our listeners, and I want to say a very good morning to His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, the incoming President of the Republic. We do appreciate his good works. It's indeed true that all is not met, all expectation is not met, but we are very optimistic that by close of year and continuation of what he is coming to do, all the issues like we listened to that our sister will be addressed. It is indeed sad to hear that a young woman like her would lament that way, but it's as well refreshing to turn your back and look at the over 1 million beneficiaries of free SHS. It's also refreshing to turn your back and look at the LEAP beneficiaries. It's also refreshing to look at the good roads we are enjoying. When we say Year of Roads, we have it, and I have in full complement a document that is supposed to even reflect the parliamentary Hansard that speaks about the roads in this country. So yes, all is not done, but all is not lost as well. We are really working on things, and the critics that come on daily basis are much appreciated. In our case, we wouldn't give you any scenario of a dead goat on a lame horse. No, we aren't going to do that. We will always come to accept when we are wrong. And this morning I was talking with somebody who said, and the president came to admit that things are hard. It is only polite and nice to admit that things are hard when they are indeed hard.
Belatedly.
It's even if it's better late than never.
It's just a few months to the elections.
Johnny,
now the president.
He never even said it quite recently. We were referring it to sometime 2022 or so. But what I am saying is that, granted, it even came late, it's still worth commendation than to say he should come and just give a nice.
If we had admitted in the beginning that we had a problem, don't you think that then we could have?
I'm only speaking,
because identifying the problem is part of the solution.
I'm only speaking with reference to somebody who even said, why should he say that? Who found it wrong for him to have said that? And I'm saying people who think like that should stop it, because the reality here is that when you are wrong and you do admit, it's a good thing to admit that yes, I am wrong, or I have not done really well, but I am improving it. And in this case, he wasn't wrong. There wasn't anything bad doing. What he is saying is that it is a global issue, and he is saying we do feel and realize and do acknowledge that it is hard, but we would as well work collaboratively with all stakeholders, including the citizenry, to correct the stuff. And that is why today we are taking the corner. Inflation is telling us we are down by a percentage, so
25.8,
of course,
has now come to 25%.
Yes, so me, when I'm talking about these issues, I always humbly come to the people to say, look, we do agree, but to be sincere, work is ongoing.
But sincerity
is taken. Johnny, you are number one critic of this administration.
Rabi, well, unfortunately, I'm not listening to most of the cases. So
I do come to you to say, Johnny, yes, you have a point. But the reality is that don't also underestimate the effort that is being put in place.
So Rabi, you see, I'm happy you mentioned sincerity.
Yeah.
Because to be sincere is to also admit your portion of the blame. In all the conversations that have been ongoing, the government has not at any point said that, okay, there's Russia, there's Ukraine, there's COVID, there's this, there's that. This is what, as a government, we also got wrong. And that is the all-encompassing 100%.
Should I share with you the revision we went to do? You do remember the 30% cut? You were asking me what the money has been. You remember in our private
nobody
conversation?
Has still told me.
I am telling you, look, Johnny.
Nobody has told us where that money is going. It's in 2 years. 1st May 2022, 1st May 2024.
The money
2
is
years.
part of the reasons why when people predicted doom for this country, why when people said institutions were going to be closed down, why when people said people were not going to get their salaries, the money is part of the reasons why these institutions are still running. And the money is still part of the reasons why we are still running as a country.
So tell us how much has accrued. Tell us how much has accrued.
So do you know why?
And how much, where it's being kept.
Johnny,
and then we can now chase the money and know what is being used for accountability.
Do you know why I will even raise it by you at the moment? It's because I am actually working on the question you asked me.
Okay.
So I'm one that would always be glad to learn, get and inform. And I'll soon come back to you on it. I promise you on that.
Okay, it's been 3 months.
Of course, yes, even if it is taking 10 months and still coming with the right results, it's better than having rushy
quick fixes
and rushy information which might not be accurate. I want to provide accurate information. But on this call, what I am maybe saying is that it's true. And you have also just acknowledged that, look, admitting is the best. It is true that we have done that. It's as a country, we have fought the hardship and everything, and we are doing well. So it's my humble appeal to land on the note that Ghanaians should still have more patience. They are seeing the economy turning, and like you have said, turning the corner is turning the corner. Today we are being commended across. If I mention IMF again, you see hell break loose in this room, but I certainly will do, because change is unabated.
But you told us you would not go to the
that's
IMF.
What so why are you preempting what I'm saying?
You told us.
But I'm telling you,
have you apologized for that? Have you apologized for that?
There is no way I will ever give you partial information, even if it goes against me.
But have you apologized? See, President, we were called Jeremiah's
You apologize when they happen. Stop flirting in the studio. Let's talk about the issue. You are distracting me.
Oh, please focus on me.
Distracting
I beg you, focus
they are
on me.
distracting.
I beg you.
They are being distracted.
Please focus on me.
They are distracting.
Please focus on
me.
me.
So I shouldn't complain when people are distracting me in the studio.
No. You can't. But I'm saying focus on me.
How can panelists be doing this when their colleague is talking? It's distracting me now. Even Nana is writing. Nana is she's just holding her hand. And what is that? What? They are teaming. What I am saying is that relax. Let me talk. If you do that, you are distracted.
But I'm not finished.
As communicators, all our senses are working. Your ears, your eyes, everything works. So I'm able to get distracted by that.
But Rabi, I haven't finished my question. Rabi, use the microphone if you want to speak. But Rabi, I'm saying that. Yes. I'm saying that.
Yes.
We said we will not go to the IMF. President, Finance Minister, then Information Minister. It was said in Parliament. The late John Kuma.
It was said on radio.
Befi. I mean, we said we will not go to
this small boy.
Let's bring e-levy, blah blah blah. When we decided that we're going to IMF, in fact, we went begging the IMF and external debt, holders and everything else. We have not come back to the people to say, we told you we won't go to IMF if we bring you e-levy.
Yes.
Now we have gone there. We are sorry.
Johnny.
That has not come.
Johnny, accepted that hasn't come. I've accepted that. And it is right to also make such observation. It's well noted. But what I am telling you this morning is that change is unabated.
I agree.
Even you agree on decisions. Sometimes even disappoint your own self. So Rabi, I will even look at her face when she comes here. Then it happens that you are even laughing with me. That makes you human. I'm telling you the situations God has there. And if you say come to apologize, I tell you observation well noted. Now moving even from that point, what I am telling you is that this same IMF that we said we wouldn't go and eventually went to are our cheerleaders in this moment of recovery. Now, how did they do that? They came to look at our post-COVID recovery plan, looking at how we're going to do revenue mobilization internally, because our the domestic revenue mobilization is very good, and that is what we all should be focusing on.
That means more taxes for the people.
Well, Johnny, it is harsh, but to say the essence of even making the lead to do it is a plus for the country, even if it is not MPP.
They say cut the wastage.
Cut the wastage. 30% expenditure is gone. 30% salary of our appointees is gone. Today, when you go on our streets, you don't find those big vehicles blowing sirens everywhere.
But we still have the chair of the president in the V8.
Have you seen that recently?
I have seen
I haven't seen it, Johnny. If you have seen it, yes, it's well noted. But what I am saying is that expenditure cut is still ongoing. This morning I was as well making a reference. If somebody is still in court battling a trial to defend what they did with pictures of just 200 ambulances, then we have come to provide over 307 over 300 ambulances. Let's even say over 300. That is being used.
I'll give you a quarter.
That is being used by all citizenry. That is being used.
You will get your time.
You don't determine what I say. If you also have to talk and I don't say anything.
Listen to
they are deliberately doing that. They are my people. I know them. And they know I always come up to them. So what I am telling you is that, Johnny, I am telling you in real sense, these same ambulances that they are comfortably enjoying. You remember the last demonstration they did? They had to use it. Now, what makes conversations rich? What makes discussions more elaborate and worth listening to is the fact that...
Use the microphone.
I don't even know what she's doing to me. But what I am telling you, Johnny, what I am telling you is that there is no sin. There is no sin. Johnny, do you want to tell them to let me learn?
Go ahead. Don't engage them.
There is no sin. Johnny, look, let me tell you, there is no harm. Even you do it, I do it, our colleagues do it every day. In drawing in scenarios, there is no sin in digression when you are communicating.
Okay.
There is no sin in creating linkages when you are talking.
Okay.
So what I am saying is that this whole interventions and support and policies that we have implemented is all encompassing.
So bottom line is that the people should be patient with you.
They should be patient. All will be well very soon.
Nana, are you patient enough?
How can I be patient?
She will not be patient. Deliberately, she won't.
Okay, Nana, go ahead.
Johnny, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning to your listeners and good morning to your viewers.
We will come to the voter registration because Rabi went on that tangent. Let's clear that and then we can come because there's also a very important conversation.
Okay, good morning to everybody. Good morning to my sisters and good morning to my friend Abdul Latif Dan. Good morning to my mom, Mrs. Constance Jantuah, who is 95 years old.
Whoa.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mommy, in advance.
Nice.
How can I be happy? I cannot. Nobody in this country is happy.
But you be patient.
Patient about what? It's left with 6 months.
But it's a process. We're getting.
What process? Bill? 7 years, 6 months, 7.5 years, 6 months left, and we should be patient. And things are getting worse and worse and worse. And I always say that the data does not support reality. You tell me that inflation has reduced, is now 26%. Meanwhile, the prices of goods and services are the same. Do you get me? Are the same. Food inflation is still high. Do you get me? So some of these figures that they bring out there, these are voodoo figures. Figures that have been concocted and cooked. Because seriously, if you are telling me that the figures are there, then it should reflect in prices and the cost of living. The cost and standard of living has reduced so drastically that Ghanaians are living at the brink of poverty. You see, right now, where you cannot decide to have a want. All you do is you concentrate on your needs. And your needs, no crampo, you have to find a way to make sure that you budget within a certain strict line. You cannot be frivolous anymore. You cannot say, I'm enjoying myself. Because times are hard. Look, you see, the most heartbreaking one is the dollar to the cedi. The dollar to, now we are inching on almost 14.65 to buy a $1. And when we are changing, it is 13.85. And everything we do in this country.
But those are Bank of Ghana rates. Abochi rate is different.
Abochi rate is different. So, for instance, if you are doing any business dollar related, because that is what people find some confidence in. I mean, how can this be? When Nanado and his team took over, it was 4 cedis, 4.1. If you were holding 150,000 Ghana cedis, it was almost $30,000. Now 150,000 Ghana cedis is about $9,000. Can you imagine? In a matter of what, 7.5
But
years.
there are global influences.
Please,
That's
what's
what
global? Wherever you go, global, it is COVID. COVID did not hit Ghana as it hit other countries. If for any reason COVID did anything to us, it gave us money. We had money to support our budget. If COVID was that bad, how could we use COVID-19 money to support our budget? And as we sit now, we still have a COVID levy. My dear, somebody took us out to eat after church on Sunday. And I bet you, the taxes on the food was more than a food per head.
You mean the VAT?
The VAT, the COVID levy. It was more than food
tourism,
per head. Tourism levy.
Yeah.
It was more than food per head. Yes.
Oh, how is that? How many were you?
We were 2. So I say food per head. It was more than one person's.
One plate.
Yes. I'm telling you, more than 1/3 of the actual amount.
Hey.
I'm telling you.
This Sunday. And I was like, wow. We still have COVID levy. You see, this government, I don't know who they are. But we need the money to bounce back, don't we?
What to bounce back from where? What happened that we have to bounce back? We had only one lockdown. COVID did not hit us as much as it hit
But the lockdown was in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, and Kaswa.
One.
It's not the entire country.
Please, I beg, yes, one.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, once. Some people are still having it. We had it once. And God being so good, we were able to, deal with it, manage with it.
So what are you saying? That the government has failed or what?
I always give them F9.
Oh, Nanaya.
What are you talking about?
You're wicked. You're wicked.
I'm not wicked. Because if I am a lecturer and I'm marking this government, F9 is the best that they should get.
You mean?
If there was one beyond F9, it would be good
You
for
mean
them.
all the factories that are up and
Where
running?
are they?
SHS.
Please,
You've heard the government make those claims.
No, if you make claim and so what? Because the fact that you are making claim doesn't mean it is true. Because the people who are...
Even when the roads are glaring,
look, my dear, let me tell you, Accra roads.
Even when the beneficiaries are happy and giving testimonies, you are telling the beneficiaries that they are lying.
Allah Rabi.
Or see beneficiaries.
Rabi Allah.
You are lying when they come to say we are.
Rabi Allah.
One thing that I will do, and I'll find resources to do, is to have a parents forum of the free SHS. Listen,
you put all the parents of the children in the free SHS scheme in one room. And do what with them?
And listen to them one-on-one.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, because you see, government comes and say everything is all right. But when you talk to parents outside, it is not all right. Children stay at home 3 months, 4 months. And when they are at home, the parents would have to find teachers for them to teach them. So that these days, most people are taking their children to private schools. You see, this government does not love Ghana. The fact that they don't want to correct the inconsistencies and problems with the free education, this is our educational system. And we are having issues in there.
But the government itself has said that they will conduct a review very, very soon.
Which review?
I remember after there was a cabinet meeting at Pidjasi. After that, Kojo Oponkroma addressed the press to say that key flagship programs of the government will be reviewed, including free SHS.
When? We are in 6 months, so next month is election month, campaign month. We are starting. Everybody is going to campaign in June. Every political party will be busy campaigning. When are they going to review it? I'm asking you, when? Which aspects are they going to review?
But I'm not the government.
When we spoke about it, they said that they only pay for tuition and I think books. And the rest is not for them. Then it means we are in the old order. Because before, government paid tuition or subsidized tuition and gave us books. In secondary school, when you go first day, you carry your bag and you go to the staff common room and you pick all your books, geography, English, literature, the textbooks. Do you get me? Then you carry it. I don't know if you were in SHS, but those of us who did the O level, they gave us textbooks and notebooks.
Well, we got textbooks, not notebooks.
They gave us your drawing pad. Right. They'll give you textbooks, your drawing pad, your painting, this thing, your pencil, and everything. You go to your palette, palette, everything. You go to the staff common, you pick and you write your name. So what is different? Now the parents are paying more.
Then that means that you people enjoyed free SHS power.
This is what I'm saying. So if you
what you have now is not comparable to what you...
No. I don't know what they are talking about.
And there are people in this government who enjoyed the same thing.
Yes.
So what?
So Kwame Nkrumah started this whole thing, started from the north as a pilot and descended down with some aspects in the southern sector. So if you want to copy it properly. So when you say free SHS, everybody thinks that you are going to do beyond what they are already enjoying.
But it's not the case.
It is not the case. When we were in school, parents didn't buy beds. We didn't sleep in hostels. The government bought beds.
But bunk beds.
Bunk beds. The parents ask the parents. They are buying bunk beds and sharing, buying mattresses, paying for hostels around the schools.
The parents' associations. They are doing these things.
The
individual parents.
Yes. Sometimes they share. What is Kai? Wallahi, what is Kai? I'm not lying. Me, I don't lie. My dear, one thing I don't do is I don't lie. Because you see, the point is that I have friends whose children are in SHS. And I know what they are going through. Even in my own church, Paulina, she tells me she's our cleaners. Good morning, Paulina. One of our people who does work around for us. Paulina is always going to Abri Girls.
To do what?
To send food, to send this every time. And when the children come home, we see it. There's another Paulina in my area who sells. When the son is home, he's in the shop.
Is it because there's no food in the school, so they have to take home chore or what?
In our time, home chore was once a month.
All right, when the parents came from the
yes. Now they are doing every week because the government cannot pay for food. I'm telling you. Times are so bad. It is not that
but easy. Rabi says that, look, outside free SHS, the roads are there. You can see the roads.
I was coming to tell you something. I picked my sister's car. Fortunately for me, I'm the last of many.
So you enjoy?
I enjoy. When my car got spoiled, I called my big sister and picked her car. And when I took the car, she said, look, Nana, don't go and take my car and spoil. You're always doing this, your political rounds. I said, don't worry. What she has said has come true.
Which road?
Brand new cars.
Which roads were
please, brand new tires.
Allow her to, so that you can have.
They did same.
Allow her.
They did same.
No, allow her. But I think you're being more frequent. Allow them, please.
My route is where TV3. Here, there, Accra.
So you go to what, TV3? You go to GH1?
Yes, I don't want to say because I'm on another list.
No, but so for emphasis sake,
yes, I go to all these places. I go to Joy FM. These are my routes. I go to my office in Laboni. I go to my shop, and I'm Accra. Go and ask.
This is the best part of Accra.
Yes, go and ask my driver. The tires are just gone. Something has just punched the tires. I don't know, on the road. brand new ties, so we keep on pumping. We keep on. I said, what is this, madam? Something has just like gone into that. Maybe
so you don't believe that the roads have been constructed?
My dear, if you are walking, you are driving on the road, you can even feel that. Sometimes I say, you are going too fast, and my driver said, madam, the road is bad, as I know. Because when you sit in, you are bumped in the car. So the road, which roads are they talking about?
Maybe it's your shock absorbers that are
a brand new car. My sister's a small girl, a brand new car that I went to pick.
I see.
It's got nothing to do with shock. Me, my own was shock absorbers. I know because me, I'm a struggling girl. But this is my sister's brand new car. Do you get me?
I see.
Do you get me?
I get this is so if it had been your car there, you would have known that.
When I was
my shock
using
absorbers.
my white Honda, my shock absorbers was bad.
But then your sister's car could not have been the shock.
No, it cannot be.
Sahadati,
Johnny,
do you have patience enough? Rabi says, be patient with us.
Johnny.
Yes.
You see, IMF. They say we won't go IMF.
Yes.
We are doing e-levy. We said no e-levy. They lied to us. We did e-levy. Now we are in IMF. Instead of removing the e-levy, because it was either IMF or e-levy. Now we are in IMF. They are still keeping the e-levy.
But if we take the e-levy, we will crash.
We will crash where? Now do say we are standing. Was he a tisika so na accommodate? Where is the sika? So that thing that he said it for his family, not for Ghana. Because where is the sika?
We are turning the corner.
Which corner is that? Where is the corner?
That was the message Ken Oforiatta.
If you are in the forest, how can you turn a corner? Have you entered the forest before? Now, Ghana is in doom, darkness, forest. And you say, which corner? When you are in the forest, even the compass cannot find the corner. Because we are still in the forest. So which corner are we talking about?
So we have not turned any corner.
Turn where? Which corner? You turn a corner when you are in a clear place, when everything is okay, there is no chaos. But in a forest where there is darkness, which corner will you turn?
I see. Sahadati,
Johnny,
are you patient enough?
Then the MPP should have been patient in 2016 to have seen where Mahama is going.
They said you had no clue. The alternative is dangerous.
The MPP at that time, Mahama was running after Mills.
Allow her to hold her book, please. In peace. Allow Sahadati. Nanaya, allow Rabi to hold her book.
Nanaya, for my sick. Nanaya, for my sick. Leave Rabi alone. Let me do my presentation, please. Let me do my submission.
Allow her to open her book, please. Nanaya.
Johnny.
Rabi, go. Sahadati, go.
John Dramani Mahama assumed office in 2012. So he did only 4 years. So if we should be patient with a government that has run 8 years in government, we should have been patient with Mahama. Because at that time, Mahama only went for 4 years. And in that 4 years, we all have seen what Mahama has done. You see, this government, sometimes I wonder, Johnny.
You wonder that why?
I wonder how they think Ghanaians understands issue. I wonder how they see Ghanaians. I wonder how they analyze issue. I wonder how, when they talk to Ghanaians, I don't know how they see Ghanaians. Sebi, taflache, tomoni, ekolegbeke like they are referring to children. Which corner are we turning? Is it the corner where we used to buy $4 cedis, 20 pesos, and now it's almost 15 cedis? Is it the corner where we used to buy rice 5 kg for 25 cedis and now it's 120 or 50 cedis? Is it the corner where we used to buy milk 70 pesos and now it is 7 cedis and 8 cedis? Which corner are we turning? Now back to the issue Rabi is dragging with Nanaya, free SHS. I am a living testimony.
You have
I have my son,
your son in
Mohammed Marzouk, in secondary school as we speak now.
And what is the problem?
First year student. And as I am speaking to you now, I have paid 1,000 Ghana cedis for him to go to extra classes.
Because
he's home and he's going to be home for the next 3-4 months.
But the government has explained that the fact that they keep coming home, it doesn't negate the fact that they're going to get the same number of contact hours.
Johnny, will you be happy?
Ministry, right?
Johnny, will you be happy as a parent, as I am seated here now, to leave my child home?
Go ahead.
Will you be happy as a parent to leave your child? My child went to school on the 7th of January. He returned on the 6th of March. He spent 2 months in school. And these 2 months, I have visited the school 5 times.
Doing what?
Sending him food. Sending him food. My child, I have treated my child, I have raised my children in such a way that they are content with whatever they have. But then my child will come here and say, Mommy, please, this one, I want you to understand me. There is no food at the canteen.
Oh, that's not possible. The Greek minister. Sorry,
I will not mention the name of the school for the benefit of. Rabbi, I beg you, don't do that. Or when you were talking, I kept quiet as if I am not
I don't think it would be fair for her to identify, the school that
no,
the son attends because
I will not do that.
The son could be victimized, so I will not. Yes.
I will not do that.
I will not. It's not nice. I won't do that to you, Rabbi. Not to you, Nanaya. I won't do that.
What I am saying is that the school have not called me to ask for food.
So allow her. You made your point. Allow her to make her point.
I was here when you were making.
But the education minister went on a tour lately with media, and then they said that there was food enough in the schools, and that those schools that did not have were going to get their supply. So I'm quite taken aback.
So when you give a child gari with egusi, you call that food which is nutritious? Would you give? Would the educational minister give that to his child? And even that is not sufficient. Johnny, my child, when he came back from school, I had to keep him indoor for more than 2 weeks before he goes out. My younger sister saw my child and she says, Sada, why are you worrying yourself? Take this boy to a private school where you pay and then this boy will live his life normal. What is it? There was bruises all over him. The school asked we, the parents, to contribute and buy polytank because they have water problem. We did that and still our children are facing water issue. I visited my child. I have to sit for not more than 1 hour that my child has gone to the next community to fetch water to come and take his bath. And on that day, if I had taken someone along with me, that day I would have been covered with shame because my child came back. If you see his legs and how dirty he was, because there was no water for him to take his bath. Johnny, behind camera, I'll give you the name of the school.
Right.
I'll give you list of parents' name. You do your own research, and then you come back here and testify whether what I am saying.
So you're saying
is
that
wrong.
the niceties that are painted to us by the government and by the powers that be is not what it is.
That is what I support Nanaya when she said, let's put parents whose children are in free SHS and put them together, ask them this question, and you will see the response you get. Johnny, look, let us face reality, because even your president just last year, during their presidential primaries, he indicated and clearly admitted that Ghanaians are in hardship. So I wish that I was there to have asked the president, he should list the categories where he said Ghanaians are in hardship. Because look, Johnny's right. Johnny, if you look at what is happening in this country, it's contrary to what the MPP wants us to believe. Because now, just a common three family meal that you prepare in the house, you spend not less than 150 cedis. Is this the economy they want us?
We are not in normal times, are we?
What normal times are we talking about, Johnny? What normal time are we talking about? The government who inherited a lot from a government, but then shouted on top of their voices everywhere they were shouting that they inherited a bad economy. At that time, how much was dollar? They inherited the IMF. John Dramani Mahama took us the second tranche of IMF. They inherited it. The bigger part, $603 million. They inherited stabilization fund, 270 million Ghana cedis. They inherited a GIF fund. And they claim that we are in hardship and that Mahama is choking Ghanaians. Today, the same government that said we are going to move from taxation to production is choking Ghanaians with witchcraft taxation.
Hey.
It's the same Baumia who said that we don't need to borrow to make our roads, that we have told that we can take that money and construct our roads. Today, Johnny, you yourself can testify how our roads are. The vice president himself, car got stuck in the mud when he was campaigning. Roads were blocked and people couldn't even apply. You understand, Johnny? This is the situation you are telling Ghanaians to be patient. You should have allowed Ghanaians to be patient when they were buying milk 80 pesos. And then they will see the result of it. You should have allowed Ghanaians when they were buying pure water back 3 cedis at that time. But you claim that we are choking them with bad governance. And you call this your reckless and insensitive governance, a patient one that Ghanaians should endure. Which one are we talking about? Okay. Do we consider the young man who will wake up this morning, who has lost his job because Glover have decided to leave the country? Are we talking about the young man who has lost his job because Dark and Lovely have decided to leave out of the country because of bad economy? Are we talking about the people, the amount of Ghanaians who are going to lose their job when SG leave this country? Is that what we are talking about? Société Générale.
You are not informed. You don't have
I am not informed.
You don't have the
what we are saying is that the fact that your president himself has admitted clearly, publicly, that look, when he was coming in 2016, the message is that Ghanaians are in hardship and that we are coming to rescue them. Right. We are coming to save Ghanaians from that hardship. And after 8 years of governance, almost, he again admits that I admit that Ghanaians are in hardship and that the next president will come and fix it. It totally means that the president himself has admitted that he has failed this country.
He meant that somebody will come and continue what he was doing.
No, he said, we are in hardship. These are his words.
Okay.
And the next president will come and fix it.
But he recently said that, well, he doesn't want to hand over to somebody he defeated, but he wants somebody to come and continue his legacy.
Even Baumia is running away from his legacy. Okay. Baumia is saying he has his own vision. He is his own man. He's not coming to do what somebody have done, and that he's coming with his own ideas. Is that not what Baumia is saying?
Okay.
Baumia is saying that the e-levy, that he was the chairman of the Economic Management Committee they implemented and Ghanaians are being taxed and choked with. When he comes, he's going to scrap it. So which one is which? That is a legacy of Nanado. And so if Baumia is saying, I am coming to scrap it, is he inheriting Nanado's legacy? This clearly tells you that there is no legacy.
I hear you. Thank you. Rabi, so a few comments on our Facebook stream. Says Kabiru Mohammed says, good morning, Johnny, and your panelists. I agree with Nanaya. I have a boy in SHS. Charlie, when the boy came back home, I nearly cried. He looks slim, tiny. God help Ghana. MPP cannot offer anything to Ghanaians again. JM, please save Ghana. And another one says, the girls don't menstruate when they go to school. Oh. Nutrition is terrible. They come home and they start menstruating. We can actually verify from, well, my mother paid terminal fees for 3 years. That's what somebody else is saying there. Rabi, these are comments on the live stream. As we speak now, could this not be the reality of the people?
You see, persuasive communication is a good thing to do. Factual communication is always needed in everything we do. Emotional blackmail can easily be detected when you're doing it. Now, Johnny, I'm one of the communicators in my party,
right,
who would tell you, like the president did, it is true that this is the case. It's hard. But it's indeed true and worth commending that we have done ABC like I listed. Now, I don't even want to waste much of the time there. For the book, I'll always pick it. And for the reference, I'll always make it. Johnny, I'm telling you, this is a document.
Which book is
I am
this?
telling you what it is.
Right.
From the Ministry of Roads and Roads and Highways. Completed roads project January 2017 to December 2022.
Is that the 10,088?
It is. I'm just reading the
kilometers
summary.
of road.
I'm just coming on the summary. Yeah, you're asking. Let me just provide that. It tells you in the forward, that's second paragraph, that prior to His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's coming into office on January 7, 2017, the country had a total road network of 78,402 kilometers, 402 kilometers, of which 23% was paved and 77% was unpaved. At the end of 2016, only 39% of the road network was in good condition, 32% in fair condition, and 29% was in poor state. Now, this is the catch. The road network as invented today
is estimated at 94,203 kilometers as of 2022. Today, the one in Blum hasn't been added. The Bimbla one I went to do the coverage on hasn't been added. The Nyankpala Tolong Road hasn't been added. The Savulgo connecting to Nanton, which I used just 3 days ago, hasn't been added. The roads that women had several miscarriages. We have a road in Tamale in front of my father's house called Abortion Road. Honorable A.B.F. Husseini will testify to this. He was our MP. And for over 20 years, he was. Today, somebody has taken, okay, well, he's still MP, but they have given him another candidate because they told him he hasn't done anything that they appreciate. So what we are saying is that, let me even progress. It tells you that we have therefore increased the stock of our paved road despite the expansion in the network size. The intervention over the last 6 years have led to a marked improvement of Ghana's road network to 44% good, 34% fair, and 22% poor. That is 7% reduction in the proportion of roads in poor condition.
So in 2022, 10,875 kilometers of new roads in the last 5 years was a claim that President Akufo-Addo made. The verdict after fact-checking was that that is false because the government had constructed just about 5,000 kilometers of new roads since 2017.
What thousand?
5,000 kilometers.
As a then.
Not 10,875.
But I am as well speaking to this document that you
so
can fact-check again.
So are these ones captured in the performance tracker? Are these ones captured in the performance tracker?
Well, you know what?
Allow me, please. I beg you.
You know what? All the projects we have done have been captured in the performance tracker.
Okay.
And what I am even telling you, that's why I didn't hesitate in stating the source, the date, and all that. I am open for fact check. I don't have problem. But what I am telling you is that if you sit this morning on this noble platform to tell Ghanaians that the NPP government has done nothing, and the key word here is nothing, you are probably insulting your own intelligence and
what percentage of these roads are concrete roads? Because in 2017, in April 2017, Dr. Baumia was in a church and he said that going forward, we were going to have concrete roads to replace asphalted roads. This was in 27th of April. What percentage of the roads you have mentioned?
We can interrogate the document. That is going into the specifics. Regions, concrete, highway, urban roads, and
he said all the roads are going to be concrete roads going forward.
I am telling you, this document I have can be, I can look through it. Look, I wouldn't give you any false information. This is what I have.
The road in front of ABF Husseini's place.
In my mother's house, not ABS. ABF Husseini's constituency
in front of your mother. Is it a concrete road?
It's asphalt.
Yes. But that was constructed last year, the year before?
Just a year ago.
So where's the concrete road? It should have been a concrete road.
That one had already started process before even he made that pronouncement. The process had
started when? In 2017 or before that?
Let me come. The reality is that documentation doesn't just start a day or two. But what I'm telling you is that you are asking about the replacement. How many has been replaced? And I can't outrightly give you. That's why I'm saying we would have to interrogate.
No, I'm just asking this question because the vice president said this specifically that we're going to construct concrete roads and do away with asphalt.
When did he say that?
He said it
the date. I just want to know.
He said it in April 2017. In fact, let me play the video for you.
Good.
I like to play those videos so that we are all clear in our minds what exactly was said and what the facts are, so that oh, my internet, come on, please, not now, give me internet. Yeah.
We can continue once you search.
No, I'll get it done for you. Okay.
Some months ago, I heard Bishop Doug Hayward Mills talk about building. He made similar comments here. Yes, these two roads to Accra, Kumasi, we haven't been able to build. And he made a very, very insightful comment about why is it that we are not building our roads with concrete and rather doing all this asphalt bitumen stuff, which the roads get washed away after 2 seasons. You look at Temamoto Way, which was built with concrete, and it is lasting almost 50 years. And so that sort of got me thinking, and we started that discussion. It's a simple idea, but it's full of wisdom. I checked and I realized that even in India, since 2014 in India, they have a policy to only build concrete roads because it works out much cheaper. So I said, well, let me bring this to my bosses, and we have been discussing this as recently as last week in Parliament. And Bishop Dag, I'll let you into it. Cabinet did decide last week that we should move towards concrete roads as a country.
So that's the Vice President of the Republic in 2017.
Yes.
You heard him. He was specific.
Very well.
And now I'm asking, because now even him, when he talks, he doesn't talk about concrete roads.
Yes.
He talks about asphalted roads that have been
You
made.
know, this actually goes with technicalities. It's not just moving into it and doing it. The most important thing is even the conception of the idea. I mean, that's where I'll applaud him. Thinking progressively is what we need in this country. Then we move gradually into implementation. Now, that even specifics got me off the track I was telling you, Johnny. What I am telling you is that... Oh, but am I not supposed to... When you were speaking, did I talk? You asked me not to talk.
But Rabi, again, the government released 150 million cedis. 150 million cedis. As it earlier this year, 150 million cedis to patch potholes.
Quite recently, those road,
February. In fact, it was in February to patch potholes.
Quite recently.
I get confused all along. First concrete roads, then now we are patching potholes, and then we're laying claim to asphalted roads as achievements.
They all need to move concurrently. If you had started asphaltic roads, you need to continue with that because you are not coming to scrap all.
But there are new roads that are not.
Of course, yes. We can all follow up with the roads ministry to find out what are the challenges in having that transition. We probably would have some technical.
You have no briefing on that.
I haven't yet gotten that, but I can go for that and get well informed.
Go ahead. So you were telling me about the roads in the document, right?
Yes. I have a lot to talk about, so I want to end it here at the moment and tell you this same document goes ahead to give you segregated data, including pictures and all that. If my auntie's car is using routes that have issues and all that, it's probably and just maybe that those roads hasn't been used frequently and most recent in this greater Accra, because the roads she's describing, I am just a cursory look of the areas she mentioned are not roads that I think can really deplete her car ties or shocks and all that. I didn't say you're lying. I'm just saying I'm not sure.
You are not sure. Well, I'm sitting in the car. I am talking about it.
I drive car as well.
What are you talking about?
I do drive.
You go from one place to another.
The same stations you mentioned are the same stations I do.
You think are you telling me I'm lying? My driver is sitting in the car. Go and ask him.
I am not sure.
You are not
These
sure.
These roads are that bad to deplete our cars. And look, we go for same programs. We sit in same stations. I use a car as well. The car ties.
When you finish, you go and sit in your party office and do whatever you like. And come and lie to concord how to lie to us.
I drive as well. You sit here and tell us TV state documents are lies.
My driver is
you sit here and say state documents are lies, but you don't want yours to be described as me not being sure. How fair is this?
Okay.
How fair? How fair is this?
What is the state document?
How fair? So
you know anything state. You have eroded what is state.
How fair is this? How fair is this? You sit and say very factual documents.
The state has been disgraced by your machinations.
The states that we are serving. The state that, look, that is why I like your reaction. Johnny, you give a quick reaction. When both of them were trying to say nothing, they started pulling them. Now, what is here to talk about? The reality is that if there is still more room for improvement, nobody is taking it from anybody. I'm very fine. Nobody is taking it from anybody. But you don't also just sit and call the people who are benefiting and call the people who come out openly to say their testimonies and call the pregnant woman who would tell a lot. I am on the ground as well. We are all in Ghana. I do project site visitations. I interact with beneficiaries, and I would tell you, if there are some individuals who still have issues, we plead with them to be patient. The share will get to them. But in real terms, people are benefiting, and they are saying their testimonies, they are grateful, and they are calling for more room for improvement, which we are doing.
Just a point of interest. The government has been talking about digitalization all this time. We have a delivery tracker, and then we had a performance tracker. And if you look at the delivery tracker then, you know, some figures were put on the delivery tracker. We can't find the delivery tracker. And then there's a performance tracker now, which is supposed to be a build upon the delivery tracker.
Yes.
And then you look at some of the figures that you had back then in the delivery tracker and what you have in the performance tracker, and there are discrepancies.
Do you know why? What makes project implementation beautiful?
No.
The reviews you have, the critics you have, the reports you get, and you, the implementers' ability to respond to the critics.
But if you say you have constructed 10 schools
in
the delivery
Johnny,
tracker,
do you think
the numbers cannot reduce in the performance tracker?
Do you think, I'm telling you,
if it's a build-up from 2017 to
I am telling you, Johnny, do you think it will be fair for you to come and sit every morning and point out to the issues that you find not being done well, then for government to just come and tell you we don't care? It's not fair.
I've been told that so many times.
So that is not fair. If you have been told, that's not fair. But what I am telling you, the essence of every developmental process is to sit, review. That's why we have what we call quarterly review, annually review, monthly reviews, and the progress report.
Why do you still have a book when you can have, because this is not digitalized, but you could have put this soft
So it's a humble advice to the ministry to try and cut costs, not to print the ecosystem.
But you are busy holding it around and
that is what I
it.
have for now. When I have the soft copy, I'll come with a laptop and do that. I don't have a problem with going digital.
Okay.
Because it even makes my work easier and cost effective.
I hear you. Nana, let me begin the voter registration exercise. It looks like you are the one who can take us on that. Because as for Sahadati and Rabi, they will hold each other's throat.
The tracker that they have.
No. I said you.
We don't know anything about.
I said you and you know. I want to start with her, then you can.
But when you say it seems we cannot.
No. I did. That's not what I meant.
What did you say?
I said that Nana can take it because if I come to you again, you go back to your book. If I go to her, she will go. Yes, but Nana would.
I get you. I understand. Watch your hand. I'm just seeking.
Nana says, "Watch your hand."
Oh yeah, sorry if you say I apologize. I am just seeking clarity from what you are saying.
Nana says, "Watch your hand."
Thank you. I'll hit her face. I won't. She's
what do you take for breakfast?
I'm so good. Don't ask me that question. Let's talk to the issue.
Okay, Nana, take it on.
You say you're talking about this performance tracker. It's full of potholes.
We said we shouldn't digress. Now you said limited registration.
It is my time.
So when is my time? I shouldn't use it.
Ladies, come on.
Wow.
Ladies, come on.
Stop misbehaving.
I'm not. I'm just asking for fairness. I'm just asking
I decide what I use my time for.
Oh, great. Yes. And I will certainly do that.
But
we have topics that we have to go to.
This performance tracker you are talking about is full of potholes. It's not anything that
when
is
Rabi
good enough.
chooses to digress, it's
you
a
get
problem.
me. For the ECA, they've always done what they like. I don't understand what is going on. Whatever we are experiencing today happened during the limited registration.
Right.
That was last year.
Right.
Network issues, things. Now electricity has come to add to it.
But she has added generators. But
if she knows, if
you don't have a generator,
it's not everywhere that there's. Did she add the generators, or she was helped with generators by the political parties? If she has had, it should be part of your contingency. Do you get me?
Not to count on the political parties.
No, and you should also envisage that network issue. We are talking about digitalization every day, but my dear, every time this digitalization in this country is not working. If digitalization was working, we will not have corruption, because all our payments will be electronic.
That's right.
It goes into some portal and the money is forwarded to wherever. Do you get me? So this digitalization, it's not working. So how can we have registration of over 600,000 people and we are going at this snail pace?
You think it's not possible to achieve that?
The last time did she achieve? That's why we are doing the second one. She said 1.5 million young ones and others. She did only 700 and said that, we have done well.
Do you think that the EC should have gone, into all the constituencies as a dress rehearsal for the main election,
that is the
as opposed to using the district offices?
Well, we talked about district, or access is even a problem. But now people have been able to come and queue and you cannot register them. When the same thing happened last year, most people who went and couldn't register, they didn't come back. Especially the young ones. If somebody is working after school or they haven't registered, they are 21, they found a job, do you expect them to come every day to be in the queue because of your incompetence? I mean, it's just a disappointment that Jane Mensa is doing this, because they should also understand that at the end of the day, it is this nation that is at risk. Because if people are disenfranchised, it brings a lot of anger. Are they going to do this on election day when they say that there are network issues? Today they say they are going to go manual in case that they have network issues.
But we've gone through that route before. We did manual. Some people couldn't find their names.
That is what I'm saying. And the probability that names will also be added on because they cannot be verified. Do you understand? So all these issues are there. I don't understand why EC does the thing that they do. It's as if somebody deliberately is pushing their hand to favor them.
But Jean Mensah is not, if you have followed her from the IEA, which I'm sure you have, she's not somebody to have been pushed around, along with Professor Bosman Asari. You know, anybody who went through Legon would know him at the Political Science Department. Mr. Tete himself, who had been director of Electoral Services for a long time. And what is
the Bosman Asari's political leanings? You say you know him in Legon.
That's not for me to say. I'm not asking. That's not the direction. I'm just saying he's a political scientist.
I am saying that
having worked at, in
but now for some reason we are seeing a different everybody. Because Jean herself, I always say that looks afraid, and I always say that whoever is behind the scene making her afraid should stop it.
You think she's scared?
Yes, she looks afraid.
When she appears in public?
She's always with military men. Who is going to do anything to her? Have you seen Jean move? With heavy guarded military men. Why?
Even better guarded than the CDS.
Yeah, better guarded than the CDS. Do you get me? Better guarded than the president. Why? And she doesn't look, she's not the Jean that we know from IEA. She doesn't even look confident anymore. It's as if she's always looking over her shoulder. Whoever is doing anything to her should stop. It's not helping our democracy.
But it's early days yet, the registration.
What early days yet, my dear? The same thing happened. We have benefit of hindsight. The same thing happened last year, and they could not register the number of people that were supposed to be registered. And now we don't have time. After June, you can't open the register again. You can open the register for verification, but open the register for registration, you cannot do it. It is not possible.
It will be illegal.
It will be illegal. Because there's a stipulated time that you can do that, within which you can do that. It is not legal. So why is this thing happening?
Does the Electoral Commission listen to, at least you have been in a position of authority in a major political party, does the Electoral Commission listen to you when you go for IPAC meetings?
We always have issues. We always have arguments. Because they'll come and tell you something, then they'll do something else. They'll tell you that IPAC is not legislated, we are just advisory. You cannot insist on anything. You remember we had the press conference when they were going to do this district. All the parties at IPAC unanimously agreed that we should not do it at the district level because of access.
All right.
And they didn't agree. We had the press conference. We had, anytime we booked that we were going to have a meeting, they will reschedule. Eventually they did what they wanted to do. Even an injunction was put on the process. They just did anything that they wanted. Bypass the law.
And the end result?
That was the chaos that happened. Instead of 1.5 million, they registered 720-something thousand.
If you met Jean Mensah today, what would you tell her?
I'll tell her that she should be up and doing. Me, I like her very much. Everything woman I like. And that is why I'm congratulating Jenana Opokwaj, my prof, for going around yesterday to at least see what is going on. For me, anything woman is nice.
I see.
And the fact that she's been given that opportunity and she's stepping out there to go and see what is going on, and also urging the EC to make sure that they extend the time. You see that the EC will not extend the time.
There are a few of the young people that we spoke with, on the sidelines, who kept telling us this is how the thing will go. Then they won't have time to come.
This is the point, because you see, Johnny, times are hard. Time, this time, the definition of time is money is real. Because if you do not use your time prudently and judiciously, I am telling you that you will not have life easy, because you need to survive. We are in some difficult times. Very difficult time. I saw a reverend. I'm a Christian. And I'm a born-again Christian. I'm very proud of it. I'm a member of the Calvary Baptist Church, and I pray at Jericho Hour. Yes. But you see, this is a reverend minister on the board.
Right.
What is she telling them?
She was praying for the machines
you see
and for
what,
everything to go smoothly.
Yeah, but you just don't go and pray.
What does she have to do?
God wants you to also speak the truth about what is going on.
Well, she's an engineer too.
Yes, you're also an engineer. You see, that is why prayer and works. If you sit in your room and you pray, God will not rain.
Faith without works is dead.
It's dead. Even in the wilderness, God rained manna and He asked them to pick. Do you understand? So if you are a reverend minister, you should do well by God by making sure that whatever they are doing is right. You see, John, these people, they should not create the impression that they want to manipulate 2024 elections.
Which people are you talking about?
I'm talking about the government in power. Because
but the government doesn't work at the electoral.
Who appoints? Who put them there? Our constitution must even change. What happened in 2020? If it was any country, the elections would have been annulled. There were 5 results. The elections would have been annulled any country. I was surprised that the elections was not annulled. The presidential election should have been annulled.
But the NDC went to court and they chickened out eventually.
I don't know why they did, but I am saying that for the optics, for what we saw and what we experienced, the election should have been annulled.
I hear you. Sahadati.
Johnny.
Registration and matters are rising.
Registration and its matters are rising. Rebecca San.
You gave her more time.
Where is who?
This one.
Really?
That is really.
This one?
Yes, Rabi.
You mean this
You said we
one?
shouldn't mention your name.
You just said this one.
Yes, you said we shouldn't mention your name.
No, you just told me this one.
But what is it?
You
are sitting
just
by
said
me.
this one, isn't it?
Yes, that is it.
Nanaya.
It's fine.
Continue.
It's well noted.
And
beg. Never react when I address you in any way.
You can't address me like that.
Perfect. Why? Am I not a human being? On what score can't I address you the way you address me?
When we mention your name, you said we shouldn't mention your name.
On what score?
You said we should not mention your name.
This lady. You could say
you
this
said we
woman,
shouldn't mention
but
your
this
name.
One,
yes, but you are one. You said we shouldn't mention your name.
Really?
Sada to mention your name and you are insulting her.
You address people the way you want to be addressed, and I will do it in equal measure.
Continue.
Someone day I have never failed on coming back. Me. I will address you.
Pick your things
maybe in a well-befitting platform, not even here.
This one is not a well-befitting platform.
Platform is befitting.
This is befitting, but what I mean by well-befitting, where you feel the impact
what
more.
Impact?
That's what I'm saying. Look, it might be even a lesser platform. That's what I mean. I don't mean like per standard, but what I mean in a situation where you would feel it as I'm feeling it.
Hey.
That's what I mean. Yeah, no. You can't go away with this.
Slow down.
This one.
Okay.
No. Nana Yaa has always corrected people, even on set, on grammatical errors. You refer to me as this one.
This is grammar.
You just said this.
You said
one.
we shouldn't mention your name.
Even on grammatical errors.
You said we shouldn't mention your name.
If you be fair,
I will call you
I
Rabi.
said to you, don't call my name.
You said you should call your name.
And for her, we even addressed it out there.
You
called me out.
You said we shouldn't call your name.
But this time, so if I say don't call you my name,
that's what you said.
This one is insulting.
Okay.
This one is insulting. If you can't be remorseful enough, I will come back and
so
say
you
on that.
feel hurt about it. Nana,
I'm so hurt. I am so hurt.
She's hurt.
I'm very hurt.
I'm sorry.
I am super hurt.
She's apologizing.
I said I'm sorry.
Apologizing.
I said I am sorry.
Rabi,
if you don't want it, if you don't want to continue,
Rabi, she has apologized. She has apologized.
It's fine.
Rabi, she has apologized.
It's fine. I take it.
Rabi,
but I know I have always treated her as an elderly person.
Rabi, she's sorry.
I even go to an extent of calling her auntie.
When you insulted me on TV. When you insulted me on TV.
So you are revenging.
Yes, you insulted me on TV.
So you are revenging.
Continue.
I asked you a harmless
Rabi,
question.
she's sorry.
Rabi,
she's
NDC or TPP. I asked you a question. Are you now NDC or TPP? Is that an insult?
It's an insult.
Okay. So I also feel insulted.
Rabi, she said she's sorry.
I'm fine with the apology, but I'm just saying it's
Why
fair.
are you shaking?
She just said she's revenging. We are different individuals altogether.
Why are you shaking?
We are different individuals altogether.
Okay, ladies.
The way you will receive an insult, it's not the way I will receive an insult. Because how you deem insult.
You insulted me. I didn't say anything.
I asked you a harmless question, but you just described me as this one.
Okay,
you
all right.
just did. You just did.
Who said this one is an insult?
You just did. Me
Okay.
to me,
It is not an insult.
Thank
You
you.
don't know what an insult
Thank you very
is.
much.
I'm so sorry.
Thank
But
you.
it's not an insult.
taken.
You have
Time is
how is that
time is taken.
How is that insulting?
Yes, because my integrity.
She said she's
But
sorry.
this one is not my
My integrity. This one is not an insult.
You as elderly person, you open the floodgate for others to
What is an
regret
elderly
this one.
person?
We
You
should be learning
insulted
from
me.
you.
Ladies, ladies, it's okay. Ladies, it's okay.
I apology, but she's still moving on.
What did you
It's
learn from me?
okay.
Am I your mother?
Rabi is okay.
No, if you want to be
for the benefit of our listeners, let's
Rabi, please. Nanaya, please. Thank
Let's
you.
continue.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Rabi.
Sahadati, your mic
Johnny,
is live, yes.
the issue of voter registration. I think that it's about time Jane Mensah start learning from her mistakes. It's about time we start to learn from the previous issues and then we move forward. We work towards it and then we come back better and bigger. Because just last year, we had these challenges. You see, when the registration is being done at the district level, in our own case, because we do not have a district assembly, we usually do it at Kotobabi police station.
Okay.
And then the Ayawaso is they do it at Nima police station. And then West Wagon, I don't know where they do it. But this time around, and probably last year, the same thing. They put all of us together at Rich Hospital, around Rich Hospital. And that is Ayawaso East, Ayawaso West, Ayawaso Central. Ayawaso North, and then Koleklote.
Okay.
So these are 5
all of you at the EC's
all of us
place.
at the EC's office. What is so funny and coincidentally about all this is that on the first day, we had problem. Ayawaso East, which happens to be the seat of NDC, registered only 8 people. Ayawaso North registered, I think, 18 or 22. And then Ayawaso East ended up issuing only 3 cards.
Okay.
And then Ayawaso North, I think, 15 cards.
Central. You've not mentioned Central.
Central had about 30 on the first day.
Okay.
On West Wagon had about 45 on the first day. So Central Ayawaso and then Ayawaso West Wagon happens to be the MPP seat.
What are you insinuating?
What I am saying is that there is a problem generally. But what is so funny about it is that why is the coincidence? I don't know how to.
It's a coincidence, too coincidental.
Too coincidental for me. Now we all admit. We all admit that it is the machines. Didn't we have this problem previously? Isn't it about time for us to fix that problem? If it is the network, we wake up one day in this country and the network is not networking. Couldn't we have find a solution to it? Another alternative on board? Is this how we are going to run the 2024 elections? I think Jane Mensah should be up and doing.
Okay.
If you look at what is happening, we are expecting to register 620 something youth. Last time we were targeting 1,500. We ended up with 700. This time we are targeting yesterday. In the morning it started smoothly and then around 12 o'clock. Pew. So yesterday we registered only 18 people. 18.
The whole day.
And the funny part of it, this whole thing is that we have to bus these children. I met this young, these teenagers. Anna,
yeah, they are teenagers.
Young ones.
If they are 18,
the young ones.
then they are teenagers.
So, what do you call it? I met a young lady who sells fruit on the first day. I was like, have you registered? She said, me pacho, me de mini adagio. The fruit is what I sell to feed myself. And so I cannot leave my fruit and then go to register. I said, okay, no problem. How much do you earn a day? She said 45 cedis. I said, okay, I am going with you. Are you willing to register? She said, only if I will give her the 45 cedis.
Wow.
I took her. That was after I had a program on a different station. So I called her, we met, and then I took her. This lady sat there throughout the day and she could not register. So yesterday, I had to take her back again. Do I have that 45 cedis again to give her? This is a young lady who is crying that if she don't sell her fruits one day, she will not be able to feed. This is the country where we are. Registration, that is our civic right, has now become a trade for us. One have to find transportation.
But that's because you are putting that on yourself. You decided to go and buzz the people and give them.
So, Johnny, take me out of the picture.
No, you are inside the picture.
No, I am saying that this lady is saying that if she don't go to market one day, she cannot feed. And for that reason, she cannot go and exercise her rights.
Okay.
This registration, if it is done at our branch level in our community, I am sure that when she's back from selling, she'll just go and then register.
So that's your point.
So that is the point
But what
I am
about the
making.
busing?
That
Busing?
me, I chose to take her because I think she has to register.
But you said you bussed people.
I said I bussed her.
Okay, no. You said before people.
Political parties bus, yes, of course. Everybody, when you go to our center, yesterday your media house was there to take a report. Of course, we bus the young ones to go and register. They queue and then in the end they will not register. And
so are you saying that without busing they won't go?
They will not go. Who will go? The young man who is sitting at home thinking about what he will eat next. You are telling him to look for money and move all the way from Alajo to Rich Hospital to go and register.
I see.
What if this young man do not have transportation? Is he going to walk to Rich Hospital?
But is that enough justification to bus people?
Oh, Johnny, if you have a younger sister who have 2 or 3 friends, and they have not registered, and they do not have money to go to take transportation and go and register, what do you do?
Daisy will answer. Rabi?
Daisy will answer. That is why we kept on saying that why can't we do this in our community? Initially, that is what we do.
The various polling stations or electoral areas.
You see, what do you call it? You see notification on all our walls.
We are passing them because of access. Because if it was within the polling station,
we would not do that.
But
nobody
now
does that because it's the district. And look, Kole Klote is way far as Legon. So if you meet a young guy who is supposed to register and do not have TNT, would you say because he do not have TNT?
I also West Wogon, you mean? Not
yes.
Okay.
Rabi? So this is what we are talking about. But it looks like Jemensa thinks she's doing Ghanaians a favor all the time. She acts based on what she feels. And that is why Nanaya is...
She doesn't act alone. She's the electoral commissioner. But she has
that is why Nanaya is asking you. That's when you made mention of Bosman Asari. What is political affiliation?
I don't know.
So since we all don't know, and I will not say anything that I'll be asked to defend, that is why we are saying that listen to the people. You are working for the people. You are not paying yourself. It is taxpayers' money that pays you. Listen to what the taxpayers are saying. Understand their sentiments. Understand their plight. These young men they are not even working. They cannot afford transportation.
I think your point is well made. Rabi, you have the closing thought on this one, the registration process. There are various points that have been raised suggesting that the Electoral Commission, and one of our listeners here on Facebook is suggesting that the Electoral Commission is doing this deliberately to disenfranchise a lot of people. So Terry Phil, he says, Johnny, this strategy of the EC is aimed at disenfranchising the vast majority of the young people who just turned 18. She is jeopardizing the whole election ahead in December. We no longer trust the Electoral Commission. Do you trust the EC?
92 points. Johnny, the tongue and mouth will always betray the stomach.
Right.
Basin, not basin. What you conceive, your intentions, would always be communicated by your tongue and mouth. Now, this process of limited registration encompasses a lot of indicators, including stakeholder approach. Who are the stakeholders? The registrants, the political parties, interest parties, you, the media, the citizenry, all of us are stakeholders in the whole process. Now, it is for us all to take home what our responsibility is. We in the NPP started from the IPAC, listening to the Electoral Commission. What do they have for us? How do they expect us to collaborate with them? We took their expectation, we worked collaboratively with them from that point back home. Now, what did we do? We came home to say, look, we need to get this right. What's our responsibility? Is to understand the task and implement it. So we came to look inward and say, do we have people
who are willing to register as Ghanaians.
Right.
So we trained ourselves. How do? We should know the Electoral Commission rules and regulation. You should be mindful that you can't go there to fight like the NDC executives who fought at Ablikumanov yesterday. Currently, I sympathize with the one who is being hospitalized. Sorry about that. It's just what they are used to doing, and that's what they had to do to each other. And it is also to understand what's the logistical needs as a party. You have agents who are there to observe. We trained the agents, and we deployed volunteers who will bring the citizenry, not just anybody who wants. Yes, there are some who would sympathize with us. Yes, we will encourage them to go. But we scaled it up to all people who are due registration, and that is ongoing. Now, that issue of speculating that there is a coincidence of some NDC, pro-NDC constituencies, I can reliably inform.
Central, sorry.
I am reliably informed, and I can say on authority that around the Ejra area, which is known, of course, to be pro-MPP, had same challenges. Yendi, which people, both NDC and MPP in Northern Region will call a traditional seat of the NPP. We will tell you we had same issues. Tolong, where Honorable Habib Idris is the MP, had same issues. Now the point is the EC came out to issue a statement that says, look, we apologize for any inconvenience. I don't speak for the EC, I'm just reading to the document they shared. And they say we would do with this.
Are you as a leader of a political party happy that this is recurring? Because we have had too many learning curves.
No. If they have challenges, nobody should be happier. But why would I be happy when things are not going as expected? But what I am saying is that I commend them for that proactiveness.
Do you think the EC listens?
I think they do, because there are issues raised and they have corrected. Now we have seen issues of registration slips being circulated. The slips do not communicate, or the information on the slip does not reflect on the end result, which is the card you shall be given. So if by maybe human error or any mistake that your constituency or your district is misspelled or is misrepresented on the slip, it's just to say there is an error.
But is the slip not a receipt of it's not a duplicate of what you have.
It's a receipt, but what is most important is the end result. The card you will receive will communicate your name, your age,
I don't
your
get
voting
you. The duplicate of what I have as my end card should be a representation of that.
It's a representation, but not the exact form you receive. The card, the information on the voter ID card that comes to you. I am putting this across to calm people who would have, because I have seen a document circulate on the media that is speaking to someone registering in a different district and a different district. And all that. But what we are saying is that I am just appealing to them that, look, they should take it easy. The EC has come to clarify that. And I am siding that they should remain calm. It says clearly that the ID card you shall receive on the vote, at the end of the registration process, will not reflect the receipts that you have.
Rabi, if you go to 2000, if you go to 2020, I remember very well, Sylvia No then was the spokesperson for the Electoral Commission. The 6 results that Nanaya is talking about, immediately she put out the last one. She was out there in Denmark as an ambassador. True. And that also cast a slur on the Electoral Commission that, look, you're pushing too much paper, and in pushing the paper, there are too many errors in the papers that you're pushing. But people are supposed to accept that. The EC needs to sit up and do the right thing. As both ladies have said.
I agree.
Do you agree with that
You
sentiment?
have just preempted my conclusive point. I would have landed anyway, but I am just touching across all that I understand about the whole process. And I'm still on the point. So what I am telling you is that if there are issues, concerns has been raised, everybody should do the right thing. And then the EC must really look at their system very well.
Okay.
If there is a need to have maybe, I don't know, an adjustment, an improvement, and all that, they should go by that.
Okay.
And they shouldn't give room for further speculation, further conjecture, or further frames that people are bringing
Thank
up.
you. Nanaya, 30 seconds. Rabi, 30 seconds. Sahadati, 30
Rabi
seconds.
didn't do 30 seconds.
No, 30 seconds to end. Our time is finished. This is why I'm borrowing time for you. Because you ladies are special to me. That's why I'm borrowing time for you.
She didn't do 30 seconds, but I'll do 30 seconds. You see?
I thought you just said
she did her time.
I took my time. You are now giving us 30 seconds.
Yes, 30 seconds bonus.
I thought I took my time, isn't it?
It's okay. You took your time.
And Sada is
It's okay.
Yes. So what I am saying is this 30 seconds.
Okay, Rabi, your phone is up. Your line is up. Thank you. Sahada, your line is up. Nanaya, yours is active. 30 seconds.
I'm not even minding. You see, the point is that I cannot just, conjecture that all these things that are done are electronic, isn't it? So if, for instance, this Ayawaso thing, Kaswa, 2 different districts, 2 different regions, if it is done electronic, how is it corrected? Because the system has already captured this.
Okay.
It's not manual. So how will that be corrected? So it's a clear indication that somebody wants to manipulate the system, and we really need to look at it.
Okay, Sahadati.
Johnny,
Yes,
I want to use this opportunity to urge the young ones, those who are not on the register, those who are yet to be registered, do not be discouraged. The frustration is there. And since we have been in this frustration for the past 8 years, it's about 6 months to end all this frustration. Don't be discouraged. It doesn't matter how many times you go to the center. Just make sure that you get your opportunity to register and exercise your rights as a Ghanaian.
Very much.
So come December 2024, you can push this frustration out from your life.
Rabi.
I want to use my 30 seconds to remind Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia that the chiefs are happy with him, and I'll quote Domahini Ajiman, the two. He says...
The second.
He says, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you are respectful, intelligent, and more striking. The most striking fact is that you don't insult and use bad utterances.
Okay.
So he should keep doing the work. Victory awaits him in December 2024, and the good works shall continue.
Thank you very much, Rabi Salifu. She is the Deputy Director of Communications of the NPP. Sahadati Alhassan is a member of the NDC's communication team. And Yaa Jantuah.
Hey, please, I beg you.
Former General Secretary of the CPP, also a member of the CPP, and the Executive Director of COSECA. A happy birthday to Adib Sani, Security Analyst. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Adib Sani, well, I'm told that Rabi is your niece. Does she visit? Does she bring you goodies? Collect your hamper today, Adib. Adib Sani, happy birthday to you. Also, belated one to you, Very Reverend Samuel Lamte. You are the Dean of the Cathedral Church of the Most Holy Trinity. Yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Also, a happy birthday to 2 lovely sisters of regular caller Urea, Miriam Kokoi Tete, and Patience Dede Tete. So that's Dede and Kokoi. May God grant you your wishes, and also to you, a very, very special birthday from all of us here on 3FM Sunrise. Mensa Pa William, Pretoria, South Africa. Yay, good health, long life, and more blessings from the good Lord who brought you this far. From Jake, Marketing Manager, Franco Trading Enterprise. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Be good, yeah? Good morning. Our software Diane is here with the news.